So, as we look at college football, it's very easy to understand that it's a constantly evolving world. And I kind of always like to figure out the reasons why these evolutions are taking place. And in our current capacity, one such obvious answer is NIL, something that's going to be massive as we continue trying to figure out how to best maximize opportunities for collegiate athletes so that they can benefit from their name, image, and likeness. But today, I really want to talk about NIL because of headlines that came out of Austin this week. Because the Clark Field Collective was announced pertaining to NIL opportunities for the University of Texas. And I think this is really interesting and really deserves to be talked about. So before we hop into that, y'all know the drill. I want to hear from you. Hop down to the comments. Give me a Y for yes or an N for no. Do you believe that things similar to this Clark Field Collective will pop up at other institutions across the nation? And let me know what you're thinking. If you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification. I do constant college football content. You don't want to miss any of it. I'm on my push to 10,000 subscribers, and I would love to have you along. And if you did enjoy this content, be sure to like and comment down below. Those interactions, though they are small, are massive to content creators, such as myself, and both getting picked up and maintained by the YouTube algorithm. But with all that being said, first and foremost, we need to establish what the Clark Field Collective is. And it is a collection of individuals, both prominent business people from Austin, former athletes, and it's all spearheaded by Nick Shuley, a marketing wizard located in Austin. Now, Shuley has had his hands in multiple successful prospects in Austin, and he's a name that's been synonymous with success in the sphere. So anything he's attached to, you should probably feel pretty comfortable from at least a marketing standpoint and a business standpoint. You're in good hands. But when you look at why this was established, it gets very intriguing. Because Shuley, as he was talking about this, said that they have the richest donor institution in the world at the University of Texas, Austin. And these opportunities should be implemented. And furthermore, when you look at the businesses moving to that region, that's another area in which Shuley felt like they should be maximizing opportunities for. So this collective is formed. Now, the interesting thing about this collective to me is that even though it's a collective of individuals, prominent business people, former athletes, spearheaded by Shuley, as I said, there will be subcommittees for each respective sport so that each sport gets the fitting NIL due diligence that they need. And that is what I think is so cool because look, let's be very clear. Things similar to this have popped up, but I don't think they've been as thorough as this. And I think this is going to be something that serves as a mold for other collectives to pop up across the nation. And it's really awesome to see. Because the thing I love so much about these subcommittees for each sport is, for instance, at the current present capacity, Kenny Vaccaro looks to be a leading member of the subcommittee for the football team. That's huge because I think it's awesome when you have these NIL collectives, but then there are subcommittees that are specifically tailored to the needs of that sport. Because the needs of NIL opportunities for the football team are not going to be the same as the needs for the NIL opportunities of the baseball team or the basketball team or the volleyball team. You get my logic. The fact that there's tailor-made committees for each sport means that those sports can be served best with the NIL opportunities that be. That right there was the first thing that I thought was very intriguing, and I thought that was a really good idea. But as I said in the intro, the NIL sphere is still in its infancy, and things like these are going to change the way institutions try and do it, especially if this works. And why wouldn't it? Because the second thing we need to talk about is, okay, well, they have the committees figured out, or at least they have the bare bones and the outline for how they should do this. What about the capital? First and foremost, you're talking about, as Shuley pointed out, the University of Texas, Austin. Unbelievably deep pockets. That's not going to be an issue when you look at the donor network, but they've already secured an initial investment of $10 million to be disseminated for NIL purposes. That right there is going to be something we need to watch because this is an initial investment of $10 million. This is something I absolutely think will increase and will continue to increase. But there are other aspects of what was talked about with this collective that I found intriguing. One of the things was talking about they want to get guys situated for life after sports. And that right there is key to me. When you have this collective that's interested in providing NIL opportunities for everybody, but also utilizing the business connections in Austin to ensure that these student athletes are well set up for life after sports, I think is great. Because the NFL, the NBA, whatever professional league, that's the goal. But it is so hard to get there that sometimes I feel like these other athletes that didn't make it there can be forgotten. And that's where this collective is coming in and providing a necessary service that I think is going to serve as a really awesome guideline for other institutions to do something very similar. And especially when you look at the business opportunities present in Austin. And I think the last thing I'll say as it pertains to this is something that I think we'll see more of. Whether it's exactly like this, I don't know. But the laws around NIL are still taking shape, and things such as these collectives seem to have the right idea in mind. We're here to help all college athletes. Individuals such as Bijan Robinson, such as Bryce Young, they're going to get theirs, right? They are such big names, they're such prominent players that those guys are going to have massive NIL opportunities regardless. Now, this collective will only help a Bijan Robinson in his pursuit of making more money, which is awesome to see. But those guys, they're set, they're good. It's everybody else that this is great for, and that's what it's awesome to see. And really, this was what NIL was supposed to do. It's supposed to be there for everybody, and this collective is making sure that everybody can take part, or at least from the outside looking in as an initial reaction, that's how it seems. So because of that, I'm very interested in hearing from y'all. Do you think that this is something we could see pop up across the country and collectives such as these become commonplace? That's it. See ya.